Time for iHeartRadio Live. Here's your host, Emily Curl.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. It's your girl, Emily Curl with iHeartRadio Live. And today we're joined by pop sensation, Zara Larsson. Hi, Zara! Woo!
Up.
Thanks for being here. How are you? How are you doing right now?
I'm very well. I've had a great day. I just saw my grandma for the first time in a very long time because, I've been, with all this going on, we don't have lockdowns in Sweden, never had, but she's old, and I want to make sure I'm like good and healthy. And that was great. So I had a really good day.
That's so awesome. I know I was going to ask you because obviously the US is looking a little different than your current situation in Sweden. How have these past few months been for you?
It's been surreal because, of course, for me personally, I've had the whole summer planned. I've had so many shows and dates that I was going to do with my band, and now it's all canceled. So I'm just, even though we don't have quarantine, I've been kind of quarantining on my couch, just watching everything on every streaming service. And I'm like, is this gonna be life now? You know what I mean? I'm so I'm so not used to just sitting around. I have actually gotten myself a little studio set.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I just walk by it in my room and I'm like, oh, I just feel like a failure because I haven't spent more than 3 hours on it max. But I really want to get to it. It's such a dream of mine to like produce my own stuff.
So you were saying though that you're a night owl. Do you find that you get a lot of your creativity at night?
Always. I feel like I want my sessions to start at like 8 p.m. And I've always been like that. I don't know why.
Really?
I'm really such a night owl and I love to sleep all day. I don't know if you feel that good though.
I sleep so much. Like truly I need to clock in 9 hours a night, I think.
Yeah.
Well, you are saying rested, I hope, because you're releasing some fire music. Let's Talk Love Me Land. I love that song. And I especially love the album artwork. I feel like I keep staring at it. That bodysuit was insane.
Thank you.
So yeah, let's talk about the single. How did you decide to lead with this one?
I just feel like it was a good vibe. Like I don't really like to overthink my music too much. When I hear a good song after I've been writing or in the car home from the session and it just feels like, oh yeah, like this is doing something to me. This is making me feel something. This is making me want to dance. This is making me want to sing along. It connects with my emotions. Like whatever it is, I can't really put a finger on what it is, but it's there. And for this song, it just clicks. And for this song, I just felt like it had everything that I wanted a really good pop song to have. I just thought it felt right. Like it felt so good. I had the same feeling in my body as I had when I wrote Never Forget You, when I did Lush Life. And sometimes it's the same thing that happens to me when I listen to a song that isn't mine, but I really love it. It's like, why do I love it? I don't really know. I can't pinpoint what it is, but it speaks to me and it makes me want to, whatever it is, it makes me want to dance. It makes me want to sing along. It makes me feel something like positive or sometimes negative, a sad song is nice to listen to as well. But it just does something to me. And that song just have everything I feel like a perfect pop song should have, at least for me. It's kind of sassy. It has like a little attitude and it's a little mysterious and sexy, but it's still really positive. Like if you listen to, because sometimes my my songs are the opposite. Like Never Forget Me, like it sounds really fun, but then you listen to the words and you're like, this is kind of sad.
You're like, wait a
But
minute,
this is the opposite. Exactly. So it's about falling in love again, and it all was inspired by my current situation. Like I just felt really in love and from nowhere, and I never thought it would happen, but then you end up like, wait, I'm so in love, and I didn't even see myself ending up here, but here I am in Love Me Land.
What was when you first played him that song? What was his reaction?
He loved it.
Sure.
And also because it's a good song, it's such I'm so proud. Like I love that song a lot. And I love to sing it. It's a little tricky because it's kind of high in the verses, and then to perform it and dance to it because I like to dance. But it's very fun, and yeah, I mean, I would like to have someone write love songs to me.
Right?
That would be cute. Yeah.
That's amazing. And so I also love the video for the song. And you said you worked with a woman director that you really love, but you did it all virtually, which is
Yeah.
so fascinating in this time. What was that experience like?
It was great. It worked out so fine, and at first I was bummed out because I thought we couldn't make it. I thought we couldn't do the video because she was stuck in Finland where she lives, and she couldn't travel because of the traveling bans and stuff. And I was really gutted. And then we just said, you know what? Why don't we try to do this remotely? And it worked out fine. I mean, the final product is everything I wanted it to be.
It's
We have like a
amazing.
small
Yeah.
crew. Yeah, it was so good. And like, even though this sucks, this whole situation is really sucky for everyone,
Right.
not only for people and artists, but literally the whole world.
Mhm.
I hope it could inspire us to make creative things, whether it is videos, music, like art in any shape or form, in a different way, or like give us some ideas on how we can keep moving on and keep creating, because people will always want music. People will always want to have something to watch. And especially in times like these, I would say people need some form of entertainment, whether it is to dance by themselves in their living room, something, escapism, or to relate. Uh, at least I do. My like craving for entertainment and art has, if anything, gone up since this whole thing started.
Totally agree.
So I was really, really happy we could make it work. And hopefully we can do more videos like that. If we aren't able to match the schedules completely, it's like, oh, I
Right.
can't have it on that day. Like, don't worry, we'll just do a Zoom call. Like,
It does kind of open up a whole new world, right? That we would
yeah,
never
like
like
you and me here right now, this wouldn't have been a thing. I mean, it is better to meet in person, I can't lie,
of
but
course, but it's
this
nice
was
to
a
have
great
this.
option. Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought that up too about artists right now because I feel like I've seen so many people adapt so quickly and be so innovative. How do
Mhm.
you think this time is going to change the way artists maybe approach creating music or releasing music? Kind of like we were mentioning.
I don't know. I think it depends on the artist, but it's very interesting to see that, because there isn't like, you can't really do the big, big productions. It all comes down to the core of the person, you
Mm,
know? It
mhm.
becomes very personal, even homemade. Or like Charlie XCX, she did a whole album in quarantine, like the first couple months. She was like, I'm just gonna make this album. And like, to me, that's some of her best work, because
Mm.
it puts you in a situation where, I don't know, you just, if you love being creative, you have no other choice but to like either make it yourself, but even if you make it with others, it does like peel off everything else, and you are able to just see like the artist. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you feel like for you personally, has this time made you more creative or do you feel like it's been more stressful for you in that sense?
I feel like for me, it has, I wouldn't say stressful, but definitely like a little restless.
Mm,
So, as I said, I really want to learn how to produce, but it's kind of hard to do that by yourself. There's so many videos though online. It's possible, and I just bow down to everyone doing it. I also have no discipline. I think that's what it is. I have been I have been enjoying myself. Yeah, I can't lie and say I've only been in the sofa. Like, I've been doing some stuff, but compared to like what I usually do, this is really like a vacation. And I have allowed myself to just relax a bit too and not feel so guilty about that, because
Mhm.
that's something that I usually feel. And it's the worst thing because in this society, like being a workaholic is so praised, you know?
So
Like, oh my God, I worked so hard. I only slept 3 hours. And then someone's like, well, I only slept 2 hours because I was working so hard. And then the other person, wow, it's like, it's kind of an unhealthy environment.
Mhm.
But I've just honestly, I have been spending a lot of time with my family and my friends, which I don't really get to see at all. Like being home for more than a month is just unheard of in my life.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I've just been kind of chilling too, and that's okay.
So good. You're right. It's so important and necessary to have that balance because I feel
Yeah.
like when you're going to be able to produce your best stuff and create your best stuff, it's when you feel whole as a person, you're able to take care of yourself. So it's so good that you're having this time.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm so
Really.
excited for you because the full album drops this year, and I
Yes.
am so ready for you to ruin my life again. How does the album compare to music you've created in the past?
I would say that it's not like a 180. If you like my previous work, if you like So Good and the stuff I've been featured on, you will hopefully like this new album. It's just more um I would say I've just grown, like, as an artist and as a person. I've been through some things, I've been falling in love, falling out of love. Definitely love is like the red thread, I would say,
Mm.
in my songs. Like, it's just so fun to sing about and relatable, and I love to talk about love. It's the best feeling in the world,
And
and
it's so
it's
universal, like you were saying.
so universal, and it goes from being heartbroken to being madly, like, happy. Um, and I guess I'm not like, I was a teenager when I did So Good, and now I'm a young woman. Like 3 years, that's still kind of a lot to happen, and it's hard for me to say how I've grown, because you don't see yourself like getting taller in the mirror when you're a kid growing.
Mhm. Mhm.
But for other people, it's easier maybe to look back at it and say, "Oh, okay,
They're
now
growing.
I see the difference between it." But it's pop, it's very fun. I always think about what's gonna work well for a live show, because that's what I love, performing live. And it's a bit more refined, and yeah, it's grown. Like, I can say stuff with my chest now because I'm like, I've been doing that. It's just not me like making up a story in the studio, which is also fine. But I'm like, I'm I'm
It's
just
more
living and
personal.
telling my truth. Yeah, it's more personal, I would say, actually.
I feel like so many people have your music on their feel good playlist, whether that even if it is about a heartbreak, it's a pump up song.
Right,
What
right.
song or album has been on your feel good playlist that's been getting you through, when you had a tougher time during these last few months?
Ooh. You know what? I just made this playlist a couple weeks ago, and it's like my favorite thing in the world. It's just like 80s hits, I have to tell you. First of all, we're starting with Fleetwood Mac, Everywhere. I want to
Yes.
dance with somebody. Take on Me, Don't Stop Believing, Ain't No Mountain High Enough, Walking on Sunshine, Wake Me Up Before You Go Go. I'm so excited. Like, it's just those.
We
Like,
need
this.
that playlist on iHeart. You have to send that one over to us.
I know, it's so good, and it's just a bunch of hits, and it's very feel good. And this is what I listen to in the morning when I do my makeup. I just put it on shuffle, and music really puts you in a mood,
It does.
you know. So it's a great way to start your day.
On that same note, talking about other artists, is there an artist that you haven't worked with before that you'd love to collaborate with?
A lot. There's a lot of artists I love to collaborate with. Funny enough, also in this like quarantine-ish situation, I've been listening a lot to dance music, which isn't
Mm.
something I've necessarily done before. But one like duo that really blew my mind. I've heard about them before. I wasn't really into their music. It's the Blaze. And
Ooh.
oh my god, they're
So good.
so good. The Blaze, I think they're Australian. Don't quote me on that, but it's just like a kind of a dreamy. It's not super hardcore, but I think a song with them could be insane. Everyone should check them out. Big
I
shout
wanna
out.
see that happen. I am ready for that. And I'm so ready for all this new music. But before we let you go, before we leave today, we actually have a surprise for you. We have one of your biggest fans here.
Oh my
Is ready to
gosh,
say hi and ask you a couple questions. So Zara, I'd love to introduce you to Zach. Let's bring him in.
Zach. Hey.
Hi.
Woo. Hi, Zach. How you doing?
This is wild.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Let me just tell you something first about Zach. Zach had told me a couple stories about how he had tried to go to your concerts a couple times.
Three
but
times.
you described going to the concert as big as your wedding day, right?
Sick.
Well, my friends would make fun of me and say, this is bigger than Zach's wedding day.
Where do you live?
Dallas, Texas. So I saw you in Dallas, Texas.
Bandit.
Yeah, I actually, well, no, that was the first show I tried to go to, and they oversold the tickets, and they had to refund it to me, and I was devastated.
Are you serious? Oh my, that's such a disappointment.
Wow. And then I tried to go again in DC, and my flight canceled.
No.
And then
Here
the
we
third
are.
time I saw you in Dallas, I saw 3 songs, and then I had not eaten all day, and I got too hot, locked my knees, and I passed out.
Zach.
So I just have bad luck. I thought that I would either pass out now or something would be wrong with my computer. I don't know.
Here we are.
Yes, here we
Now,
are.
Zach, you did tell me the silver lining is at one of the mishaps. You ended up meeting your boyfriend, right? So technically, Zara brought you and your boyfriend together.
On the day,
Love
the first
that.
time when you were with Clean Bandit, he slid in my DMs, and I was going to ignore him because obviously your concert took priority. But whenever I got that the tickets were refunded, I was like, all right, I'll meet you for a drink, you know.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Look how the universe works. That's insane.
Yes, and he's a huge Zara Larsson fan as well. I mean, we wouldn't have made it this far if you weren't.
Well, you have to tell him hi. What's his name?
Tom.
Tom. Tell Tom hi from me.
I will. He might can hear you. He's in the other room holding the dogs back so they don't come run in.
Now, Zach, you have a question for Zara, right?
All right. So my question is, I know that you got your start on Sweden's Got Talent, but at what point, if you can remember, did you realize like you've made it?
Honestly, I don't feel that way now. Like, I'm so hard on myself, and sometimes I have to stop myself in the boots and like
You're
realize.
a queen. Don't be hard on yourself.
Thank you so much. Oh my, I need you in my life, Zach. But honestly, like, I'm really, really hard on myself, and I've always had such big goals and aspirations. So nothing is like good enough for me. I know that's like probably not the answer you wanted, but it's true. Like, it's really hard for me to feel like I did that, you know? But of course, when honestly, like when my song was top 5 on radio in America, I felt like that was a really big thing. You know, you hop into a car and your song starts playing, and it's like one of the best things that happened was when someone asked me, so what do you do? You know, they're being social and they're like, so what do you do? And I'm like, I'm a singer. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, that's me on the radio.
Yeah.
Like, perfect timing.
Does that still feel surreal to think about?
Yeah, it is weird because I don't know. It's like, I always get really happy. Sometimes I don't really know what to do. Now I'm more chill. But before I was just like, oh my God, like that. So I'm almost like embarrassed. I don't know why. But I think that's like one of the things. And then I've had like tunnel vision for making it big in America, like ever since I was a child. So Europe kind of happened on accident, if you know what I mean. But of course, you know, having my songs being number 2, number 3, number like 1 in UK was really cool. Just being able to like look out in a crowd and you just can't see like the end of it. It's just a sea of people. That's when I feel like, wow, people actually want to show up and see me sing. That's really a receipt of of the love that you get, because it's hard. I mean, when you look at numbers, streaming, whatever, it's just like numbers, but then you see actual people in front of you and you're like, wow, you know the words to my song. You're actually a person, not a number. But I have such a long way to go until I can rest and feel like I've made it. I probably, if I get like a number one on Billboard.
Ooh.
You got to make like 10 more albums though. So
100%.
Okay, Zach, I think we have time for maybe one more quick question.
Okay. What is the weirdest thing a fan has done for you or done in general?
A fan, maybe like someone showed up to my parents' house. I didn't live there. I was like just moved out, and he wanted to impress me by showing up with a really big snake. I know, it's so weird. My mom was like, what's going on? And he was like, do you see the snake? And my mom was like, yes, I do. It was very confusing. He just wanted to like, he wasn't dangerous or anything at all, but he just really wanted to like impress me. And he did make an impact, because I'll never forget him.
Truly.
You know, but that's probably one of the weirdest things.
I won't do that. So.
Thank you so much.
All right, listen, Zach, thank you so much for all of your great questions. And Zara, thank you so much for being here. I had so much fun. I hope you guys did too.
And
thank
Zara,
you.
Hopefully we'll see you again IRL very soon.
Me too. Take care. Stay safe.
Bye, guys. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Did you like that video? You can check out more over here. And don't forget to subscribe to iHeart right here. And if you're already a longtime fan, make sure you ring the bell down below so you don't miss a single video. Bye guys.